Hey, good evening, good Friday evening to you. How the heck is everyone? It's good to see you. I hope you're having a good one. I am having a fine one. Um, just cracking open a cold one here, spraying goop all over my monitor. That's good. That's good. So, how are you guys? I am well. I am fine. Um, we're going to be playing some Gamma World later tonight. So, if you're here for some Gamma World, well, you're in luck. We're going to play. Lord Corion, greetings to you. I actually need to wipe that off the monitor. And wouldn't luck be going my way because I happen to have some shop towels, some shop paper towels, which I purchased to help me clean up the terrible mess that is 3D printing. Got your irradiated coffee? Yes. Got to get a little nukage. I think the story goes on microwaves that it was Westinghouse. It was a Westinghouse employee who stood next to a radar unit. He had a bar of chocolate in his pocket. And the unit was on, and he noticed that the bar of chocolate was starting to get soft. And so he took that and ran with it, and Westinghouse became a not just military and commercial electronics, but the first microwave oven producers. I don't know if that's true or not. Sounds a little urban legendy, but it could be true. Greetings, yes, Mar. How are you? Good to see you. Guys, I got to tell you something. I'm having so much fun printing stuff with a resin printer now that I've kind of got it dialed in more or less. Uh, I'm not going to show off anything tonight because I want to make some kind of a viewing stage with a white background. My face won't come into the image. Um, just I can just bring it up and set it in front of this camera and practice with it and get it to autofocus so you guys can see what's what I really want you to see versus you know it kind of moving in and out of focus and everything. Greetings, Doom Sword. How are you? But that's something I'm going to be doing this week. One of many things I'm going to be doing this week. I'm going to be very busy on show related things this weekend. But if I can get the little display box set, Monday we'll show off some 3D resin printed stuff. Right now, what is printing is the largest as far as X and Y values, axis values on the printer. I know, Joshua. I'm very hyped about that. Greetings, Rich Denver. I'm just about to start talking about you in a minute. 991 subs on the channel. We are 9 subscribers. We are in the single digit numbers of subscribers until we hit 1,000 subs. And when we hit 1,000 subs, we're announcing the con. I've kind of already announced a con. I've said it's coming. I haven't really hidden that. It's not like it's a big secret or anything. But if you're new, if you're one of those dozens of people that signed up recently and you haven't heard about it, to celebrate reaching 1,000 subs, we're going to have a virtual online gaming con, the Great Underground Online Gaming Convention, or GWOC. I'll be running OD&D and AD&D and Twilight 2000 and Tales from the Loop and doing demos of Hero Quest and Space Hulk and Dungeon And Kyle's going to run a couple of sessions of something at least. Paul Stormberg is going to be here. He's going to run some stuff. Tracy Lesh wants to do a guest panel. I don't even know how that's going to work. But we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. And that's when we hit 1,000 subs, which we are single digits away now. It is. I posted up today jokingly, you know, the Europe song, the final countdown, because we were at 10 this morning. We we're 990. It's like, oh, 990. That's nice. Ticked over one. Speaking of music, though, something really cool just happened. I mean, literally within the last half an hour, my friends, our friends over at Bards of Greyhawk, that's the band, Bards of Greyhawk, that's Rich Lopez and his pal Jeremy. And I have gone completely blank because I'm having old brain. Jeremy Barber. They just dropped a track. They just dropped a brand new track about Loth, about the Queen of the Demon Web Pits. And I'm going to post a link to it right there in the chat. Hopefully that shows up in the chat. If you guys don't see a link to that, check it out. It is a short song. Actually, I think Summer Mountains, the music that leads into the channel, not the entire piece. Obviously, I only play like 31 seconds of it. I think Summer Mountains may actually be clocking in a little bit longer than Queen of the Demon Web Pits there. But go and listen to it and check it out because it is a fantastic piece of music. I will say this. If you guys want to do like a whole album with just that female vocalist and you guys playing, let me know because I'll be first in line to buy it. Like, get it off SoundCloud or buy an actual physical CD of it. Thank you, Bards of Greyhawk. But yes, new music video from them. It's good stuff, and I do recommend it. They're all great guys. I mean, they could have premiered it here. It could have been a special event for tonight, but they chose not to. I guess they have their own reasons. I'm just kidding. And for more of their music go subscribe to their channel. Click the bell icon for notifications over there also, and do them a solid. So it is good stuff, and you should definitely give it a listen. 2D4 thanks. I think I should get like 3D4 thanks at this point. Is it not though, Doomsword? Is it not great? I mean, if the female vocalist is Loth, I'm just going to be like, I'll just rush into your arms. Oh, okay, I'm dead. All right, you're not a hot drow chick anymore, and I'm now strung up in a web somewhere. I had a good life. It was worth it. But it is good music. It is very good music, and it is worth giving a listen to. So do recommend. I was talking a minute ago. I wanted to talk about the video before I forgot. So what's cooking on the printer right now are 8 Terminator Marines. Now, if you don't know anything about Warhammer 40K, except it's something Space Marines in the grim darkness of something, there's something war. 4D4. Wow. That's a lot of thanks. Thank you, Bards of Greyhawk. If you've ever seen like their power armor wearing guys, Terminator armor is like twice as big, twice as bulky, carry heavier weapons, more complex, more complicated. They can make like, a tiny handful of suits every decade, something like that. If there are millions of Marines, there are thousands of Terminators, that kind of thing. But they're the primary good guy unit. Well, they are the good guy. They're not primary anything because there's no other good guy units. They're the good guy units when you play Space Hulk. I have Space Hulk 2nd edition. I have Space Hulk 3rd/4th edition. I have a box of metal Terminators. I have some various metal Terminators, and I have a few spare plastic Terminators. You might think, with all that said, Katz Romero, my goodness, Jeremy's wife. Well, she has a lovely voice, Bards. But you might think with that many Terminator minis knocking around that I don't need more. And you would be right. That is correct, Damien. It's pre-Imperial tech designed to do maintenance in active ship reactors. Like the Mark I Terminator armor was literally like a flattened sphere. It was like an M&M with thick legs coming out of it at the bottom. It was very silly looking. But anyway, the reason I'm printing them is the principle of it. When I'm done and I print up all the guns and stuff like that, and these are going to be magnetized so that, like, if you want mission swappable arms, like, oh, I want lightning claws on this guy. Okay, I'm going to take that off. I'm going to put an assault cannon and the power fist on it. Okay, I'm going to take those off. It's going to be a storm bolter and a power sword, or a storm hammer and storm shield. All that'll be options. When I'm done printing them, I'm either going to sell them or give them away. Here's the thing. When they come off that printer, they're going to look amazing, and all of their accessories. They're going to look amazing. They're going to look as good as anything that you could get from Games Workshop. Guess what? The little calculator that says this is how much resin this is going to take, this is how long this is going to take, this is what this would cost in the type of resin you're using, reports back that the princely sum of $1.32 US just for their bodies. Now, I haven't calculated for the arms. Let's call it another $1.30 something cents for the arms. So for 8 Terminator Marines, it's gonna cost just south of $3. Let's be fair. Let's bump it up. Let's make it $3. And yes, I'm complaining about GW prices again. That's 38 cents a piece. 38 cents a piece. And you can say, but Bill, you don't have to put them in a box. You don't have to ship them yet. Fair enough. Let's raise the price to a whole $1 a piece. But Bill, you don't have investors to keep happy. All right, let's double the price. Let's double the price. But Bill, you're not paying sculptors. Neither is GW. The people that sculpt the minis, when they're done, that's it. They don't just sit there drawing a salary once their pieces are done. Even if I raised the price to $4 or $5 per miniature to pay myself, to pay everyone else, it would still be more fair than what GW does. This is why radical leftists start screaming about capitalism. This is what they point at when they say they want to tear everything down. Stupid, excessive stuff like this. Doomsword says, Bill's going to end up like me with a box of a couple hundred miniatures that need to be painted. Ha ha ha! Doomsword has obviously never seen the brief studio tours that I've given in the past. I'm way ahead of you, buddy. I have shelves of shame. Shelves of shame. Or are you just talking about printed minis? So yeah, that's sorry. That's a thing that could happen though. That I I could literally just go bonkers printing stuff out and then just look up one day and I'm like, oh crap. You know, I don't have room for all this stuff anymore. I need to paint it. I'll worry about that. I will burn that bridge when I come to it. One model that I got, one STL that I got, and STLs are interesting. And I'm gonna stick a pin in that. We're gonna come back to it. Macross, Robotech, Exo Squad, Robotech, Southern Cross, Mospeda, call it whatever you will. One of these, you know, I'm tempted to just talk about from a tabletop gaming aspect, Robotech and BattleTech, and the conflicts that rose up between FASA and Harmony Gold and Filmation or whoever it was. But I think there's better videos. I think if you go to if you just go look on the internet on YouTube, and I'm trying to remember, we've talked about them before. Guy has a great channel where he talks about the histories of toy lines, but he has like a 3 or 4 part series about Robotech slash Macross slash all the other series. But to jump back to 3D printing, because there's been so much round and around and around and around over who owns what IP belongs to who, getting Macross toys, Robotech Transformers, is like surprisingly difficult to do. Because some companies will just jump up and say, hey, you can't stop us from releasing high grade quality toys or model kits for Macross, and we're gonna print some and we're gonna sell them, and they're out for maybe year and a half or two, and then the legal airstrikes roll in over them, and then that's it. I have always been in the troughs, not the crests, when stuff like that tends to come back out. I missed an entire limited re-release of a Power Armor series called Dorvac, Armored Trooper Dorvac. It had really, really cool, realistic looking power armor suits. Not mobile suit Gundam style things, but stuff that looked like heavily armored personal space suits, but not 40K. These had a very unique look to them. They're very similar to the Machining Krieger kits. We've talked about Machining Krieger before. But every time, like the Macross kits have, come up, it's just keep missing. And I got a few toys kicking around. They look nice on the shelf. I'm a hobbyist nerd, okay? Well, that seems to be a perfect niche for 3D printing to come into. Granted, it's somebody else's designs, but here's the thing. It's like when I printed the Beholder. It's like when I printed the Grenadier Beholder. Nobody's making this. You can't buy this. I'm not stealing from anyone. Except somebody trying to flog theirs on eBay, and somebody that doesn't have a resin printer and doesn't know me and doesn't want to faff about with a resin printer, they're going to buy the lead one. So I'm not costing anyone anything doing that. And it's kind of the same with the Macross stuff. It's very hard to get. But back a year or so ago, somebody created, and I can't remember, I don't remember if I paid a few bucks for it. I want to say I did. It was like $4.95 or something on 3D Labs or 3D Cults. Somebody had a beautiful Valkyrie in what they call Gerwalk mode, which is that's like half of it looks like a fighter jet with big overthruster engine pods on the upper half of it, and then half of it is the robotic legs, and it's got its arms holding weapons out. It sounds kind of silly, and I guess ultimately it is, but it looks pretty cool if that's your sort of thing. Well, I found one. I got it, and I tried to print it out in PLA. And I mean, I may try again someday, but you have to use supports. You have to tell the printer, like if you're going to print, say, a hand, you want a hand printed like that. Well, the printer can't just like start printing at the wrist. I mean, you can stand it up like that. But let's say I want the hand like that. You can't just tell the printer, okay, start printing at the wrist and then start printing and print out here in open air. There's no place for the print head to put any thread down. So it'll just look like melted spaghetti where my fingers are, because it's got no place to rest. So the first thing it'll do when it starts drawing the plastic is it'll draw supports. They look like little spiky castles underneath where it's going to draw. Then it starts drawing on those. Well, if something as complex as basically a transformer, there's tons of places where things overhang, which means it first must draw the supports in. Well, once the print is done, you have to trim all those supports off. And to make sure your print works well, you've really got to put in a lot of supports for something that complex. So when you're trying to pull those off and cut those off and dig those out and everything, it can become a very tedious process, and you can break what you've printed. which you can glue it back together, But that was a result of trying to print one. It was a giant pain in the ass. So I'm going to try and resin print it. But understand, it's like, 6 inches long and with like a 6-inch wingspan and all these antennas and missile pods and everything else. So it'll be quite large. I'll have to print it in pieces, and then I'll have to, I'll have to assemble it. So that's a new project that's coming in the printing world. But there's a lot of stuff that I really wish, like, I would even pay premium. I would pay premium if somebody said, look, we really preferred if you went and bought the model kit. However, here is an STL file. You run this through your printer one time and you get one copy of the thing. I would do that. A self-destructive STL file. Every line of code it releases to the printer and then deletes out of its own file. So the interesting thing about an STL file is it's sometimes it's called G code. Some people refer to it, but STL, as I've said before, stands for stereolithography. And if you open it up in Notepad or WordPad or whatever, there's instructions to the printer, and they're fairly plain English. Start here on the bed, heat to this temperature, heat the bed to this temperature, move the head here. It's just all given in XY coordinates. But at that point, it's just a bunch of robotic coordinates. So you could conceivably go into an STL file and hand code it to print anything you want. It's a little different with a resin printer, but with an FDM printer, you're literally just saying, move this far, move up this high, move this far in the other direction. The whole time dragging pulling filament in and pushing it through the hot end, the print head. So it's kind of fascinating stuff. So I've got that going on. Apparently it's not fascinating to anyone else. Guys are as quiet as church mice, and I'm losing viewers. So we'll shift gears. And we had fun yesterday with Kyle. It was supposed to be Kyle and myself and Servant of Shiloh. Don't know what happened. Or rather, I should say, I didn't know what happened. And he emailed me back this evening and was very apologetic. And said, well, he forgot. So, that is what it is. If you guys are still interested in having him on as a guest, let me know in the comments, or, let me know over on Discord. And I'll try one more time. I mean, he seemed very, he said, I still want to come on the show. So, if you guys are still, because I do this for you guys, okay? Not necessarily for my own self-aggrandizement. Although having 991 subs certainly is nice. And having 1,000 will be even nicer. So if you guys are interested still in having Servant of Shiloh on the show, we'll see. But it's up to y'all. It's up to y'all at this point. I'll do what you guys want. Let's see. But anyway, so this. No, Chris says he'd like to see him on the show. Okay, Chris. That's one vote for. This weekend. Oh, I started talking about printing because, like, it does take a little while to configure. All right, Chris. Well, we do Gamma World around here sometimes. But it does take a while to configure stuff, to confiddle it, as I say, when you're doing a 3D print. James Keck wants to see him. And I have been I've been having fun, like, ooh, how much stuff can I print in one go? And it still be on the print bed and I can still get a good print. How much stuff can I get? And then with the Sergeant York tank that I've been obsessing over for the last couple of weeks, fiddling with various bits of it to make sure that I get a good solid print, and various tests, and then updating people to, hey, this is what's going on with that tank and so on. It does take up some time. It isn't just download file, put file on flash drive, put flash drive in printer, press start, go do something else for a few hours. It does take time to mess around with. I'm not going to be doing anything this weekend 3D printing related. This weekend, I am producing a lot of content for patrons. Hail Lobster, hail Michael Connor, unbreaded. You, sir, were slightly breaded because I didn't see you in Ricada's chat last night. Have I ever read the 3rd edition Sonic Handbook? I sure have not. My opinions on the Scion and Sonic Warrior, no idea. I'll say this about that, though. I will say that the idea of splitting off a separate class of character, and it is their class role to use psionics, rather than here's a fighter with psionics, here's a paladin with psionics, here's a thief with psionics, here's a magic user with psionics, speaks to me a little bit more than than just having it as a superpower that any class can have. And I think I mentioned this before, but if I haven't mentioned this before, I feel that the more a magic user or cleric uses a psionic, the less their regular spells should work. It should interfere with them and start to short them out. For magic users, that can be, oh, well, I guess I'm changing my style. For clerics, that should be like a shocking moment because they're not relying on faith. They're relying on science. Anyway, to get back to what I was saying about patrons. So this weekend is going to be when I'm not, doing normal things around the house, filming videos for patrons, writing stuff for patrons. That's what's happening this weekend. So if we happen to tick over 1,000, and I am not the first person to catch it, I promise you it's not because I don't care. It is not because I don't care. I don't think it's changed since the last time I looked, which wasn't that long ago. Yep, still 991. The manual also threw in a wild talent feat that allows non-psionics to use psionics, though at a lesser rate than that of a true psionics class. I mean, not being the biggest fan in the world of psionics to begin with, even with the fixes that I've suggested, I mean, again, just make a psionicist class and have done with. I mean, it's kind of like, even though I know the monk class came first, like well before the unarmed and grappling and pummeling rules in AD&D, those wonky things. I would suggest that the monk and the monk alone should be the unarmed combatant class with his open palm strikes. I mean, if you're hitting an orc, honestly, I mean, let's think about this. Let's think about this in AD&D terms. Bar brawl starts. You can grab an improvised club and strike to subdue. You know, whether it's a stool leg or the pommel of your dagger or whatever. The monk's the one over there throwing punches and karate chops and nerve strikes and that sort of thing. Not everybody else. The monk's the one that's going to bound up over the party's head and give a quivering palm strike to Nosnera in G1, right? And try and drop him. Everybody else has got their swords, their maces, their axes, their pole arms of various type, their bows. You know, I would deem that you could pummel with a bow, use a fowling arrow. They're arrows with broad wooden heads. It's basically like a reverse cone that sits on the end, on the tip of the arrow, and is designed to stun and knock over small birds, so you can pick them up, and you know you don't have to have them shot through with an arrow. Let the monk worry about punching and kicking and all that jazz. And likewise, I would say that a pure psionic class in 1E AD&D, you didn't even make them a subclass of the monk. Think about that. Call them a mentalist or something. You're a mentalist, you are. So I would deem that the monk is probably, or that a psionic class. I mean, that's a good idea. That is a good idea from third edition. Now I know third edition serves you up like this massive ramen noodle soup, just this giant bowl of character options, which brings me to an interesting point. Somebody was talking about, I don't remember the thread, but there, I am neither a fan of nor extremely opposed to the work of Monty Cook. He just isn't on my gaming radar at all. I know he did a lot with second and third edition. I know he did. I get it. But okay, yes, Mara, relax, dude. It'll be fine. But somebody was talking about Bonnie Cook's game design, and this has this has everything to do with psionics and what I was talking about with the noodle soup of character options. So Monty Cook largely designed the back end of characters in third edition with skills and all that jazz and mataz. Um, Now, one thing that I realized when I played third edition, and folks, I played a lot of third edition more than I really wanted to, but I did play a lot of it because it was the game we had to play. That is, it was the game that was to hand, not we had to play it. They had our families. That's not what I mean when I said it was the game we had to play. Um, the uh, the thing that became very obvious was there's one or two correct ways to make a character of every class in third edition. There is one or two correct combination of skills and feats. Everybody accused fourth edition of being the video game edition of D&D. It was really third. Third was all about pure character optimization, and Pathfinder, it just got worse and worse and worse. I would see people like looking like gamers wanting gamers on Usenet posts back in the day, an early forum post. And I completely understand telling somebody, look, please know the rules to the game. But I would see people get like angry at folks for having a wrong build. What do you mean you're running a paladin who likes fisticuffs? That's not optimal at all. And it would just go on and on. So this thread I was reading basically said that's the way Monty Cook designed it. It's not made so that you can come at it from any angle and still have a fun, workable character. It's simply not made that way. Everything must be 100% optimized. There's no loosey goosey. There's no just letting a little bit of sand be in the gearbox because the tolerances are such that you can still, you can still shift. And if that's the case, then and I felt it. I felt it when I was playing third back in the day. Um then you really are playing D&D wrong. If you think the height of fun in D&D is sucking the joy out of the game and reducing it to I must make sure that these buttons are pushed in exactly the right order every time. Because here's the thing. Once you crack that code as a player of third edition, you're done. There's no need to ever play a fighter again. Go play a sorcerer or a wizard, or a cleric or a monk or a rogue or a bard. That's why they kept coming out with splat books. The core classes are incredibly limited combinations. They had to keep coming up with Marshall shoe polisher and Dyer candle maker, because there was simply only one way. And it even came to race selection. Oh boy, in third edition, paladins or halflings can be paladins. I'm going to play a halfling paladin. The other 5 players and the DM are all about character optimization. No, you're not. That's not optimal. You can't thread the needle. Oh my God, who keeps messaging me? Please stop messaging me. But anyway, Arcane Barista can kick your character's ass. Yeah, so sorry about that. It's just, I don't care which edition of D&D you're playing. If you've created a mechanism by which only the following levers being pushed and pulled make the game work properly, it's a bad design. Throw it out. Don't keep tinkering with it to try and make it work. It won't work. It's an expected outcome engine. But I mean, at this point, bitching about third edition is like, going outside and yelling at the rain, right? So I just wanted to take a minute to complain about that. So anyway, that's all I have to say about that. I'm sorry. I was getting messages, guys. There's dozens of you. Dozens. Well, there's dozens of us too. Damien says third edition was feet crazy. Yeah. Well, third edition was many things crazy. And I always thought it was kind of funny that fourth edition's solution to it was whereas in third edition it was this effect of hanging different feats and so on your character, so everything was just perfect. They just said, look here, take them all right from the get-go. Everybody has the most powerful stuff from the get-go, and none of the monsters are a real challenge. Well, that's a solution. That is a solution to the problem. But it's not You know, that certainly is a solution. So anyway, having skills restricted certain classes. Yeah, I mean, if you're if well, I'll say this about that. You know, some people will come in and say, "Well, why can't my fighter watch what the thief does for a couple of months? Just basically, not in combat, not when there's any pressure, just lean over and watch the thief when he's picking a lock or disarming a trap or searching for traps and learn those skills. Why can't everybody learn those skills?" Well, AD&Ds, and I've said this before, and this is relevant to our channel. Um, and it's an avatar based game. It's not a skills based game. What thieves do is so ultra specific and tag along the thief. Have you ever had someone shadow you at a job? How much work did you actually get done? How much actual work did you get done? I would dare say not a lot. So I'm going to stop ranting about that now because we're not going to solve. We're not going to solve third edition. I can't make it go away. Mark said third edition. Well, and don't misunderstand what I'm saying, guys. I am not in the least little bit. It's like, look, if you just threw out character optimization and said, look, we're just here to have fun, I'm just going to give out XP and you advance your characters how you want to. There are lots of people who played that way, and I salute you. But the character operator, the character optimization folks were out there and they made it unfun. Need to spend gold and train, absolutely. Now, pardon me just a second. Sorry, guys. I just sometimes you gotta jump in and do dad stuff, even though you're streaming. So we're about to kick off Gamma World, which is not a skill-based system. It is not a skill-based system at all. And we're going to get rolling on that here. But before I do that, because I never want to just jump in, I never want to just jump in without giving proper thanks to folks who help the show keep going. And so I want to take a moment to say thanks to them. Thank you to Digital Discord, Joshua Garlock, Lord Corion, Ricky Maru, Mobius, Kevin Reynolds, Doomsword Deathmaster, Mark Simpson, Damien247, James F. Keck, William Smith, The Dungeon Minister, Manny Wall, Mark Corey, Kevin Wood, Todd Sharp. Thank you all. Thank you all so much for helping out and keeping things going around these parts, keeping the lights on, literally keeping the lights on. I thank you all so very, very much for doing that. So give me just a half a second because I need to stop some notifications and then we'll start playing. I'm gonna bring in the players though. So here we have James Keck, Yang Yan Zhao, Yasmar.
Good evening.
Hello.
Greetings.
Hello, people.
And of course, Manny Wall. So you guys hang on just a second. Talk amongst yourselves. And I'll get that squared away.
I need more hydrogen energy cells. I think I'm going to need more tonight, guys.
Planning on using them up, are we?
I'm going to use them all up.
If possible, yeah.
Hydrogen energy cells.
You know, the thing that makes the laser go choo choo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my stun thing is solar powered, so.
Haha. I was worried that I only had one torque grenade left, but I've got 3.
I still have my char maker.
Yeah, I gave you one, definitely. I was worried because I'm like, if we get overrun by a bunch of mutant supremacists, I want to make sure I have one to blow myself up if I'm getting taken out. I'm going to take out as many of them as I can. Hopefully it won't come to that.
For some reason, everybody is quiet. And I don't know how to raise people's...
I can hear you, Darwin. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, I can hear you. It's just really quiet. And I've got everything in my system turned up.
Audio.
I can hear everyone all right.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I have no doubt it's on my end. Oh, my master volume's at 100. Oh, this stupid thing.
Die, stupid thing.
I always forget I have that stupid inline volume knob sitting behind everything.
And here are the headphones.
And I'm back. Hello. And of course, this is our first full house we've had in a while. Mobius, good to see you.
Hola.
Hello. So let's pick up where we left off last week. I'm not sure how many of our players who weren't here last week who maybe managed to catch what's going on, but you have left the deserted farming town of Goodwater after having fought some strange persons festooned in protective clothing of some kind. and found evidence that they had plundered and looted the town and then departed. You followed their tracks, and after an encounter with some rather unsavory plants that were trying to teleport their seeds inside your bodies,
Ah,
in Soviet Russia, Semichi eats you. But anyway,
I am upset that I missed the teleporty plants.
We need to pick up some pesticide somewhere.
Yes.
Zeet salad. It's delicious.
But anyway, so you
We got a robot.
you got a robot. That's right. You
We got
a
a
medic bot.
We convinced him to hang out because we're going to give him some things to heal. Maybe
Yes.
ourselves.
Yeah, probably us.
It very well may be, but you have recently discovered some citadel of the ancients, and in doing so, you have found what may possibly be the lair of these so-called knights of genetic purity, the ones responsible, Darwin, for kidnapping or killing, or kidnapping and then killing, or killing and then kidnapping all your neighbors in Goodwater. So you've come up to the side
No.
of a mountain, and there is a great door streaked with rust, but it's still gleaming in some horizontal and vertical shaft-like parts. There's some old glyphs, you can't read them anymore, or there's a spot where they were, you think, above the top of the door. So you have this massive door in front of you. What will you do, party? What will you do?
Well, I think we should reconnoiter and find out what's going on in this place.
Okay.
Because if we just barge in, we'll probably be toast.
Okay. Are you now? You see this door some distance in front of you. I should be fair and not suggest that it is right in front of you. I'm not just going to DM you right up to the front door and say, "Oh, there you are." Yeah. Nope, you're standing in front of the door. They demand to know what you're doing.
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Yes, rocks fall off the cliff and everyone dies. So some distance in front of you is the great metal door. You can see that parts of it there in the evening light are still gleaming and shining. Other parts of it are rusty, but this definitely looks like a work of the ancients.
Wall, fence, what's the door connected to?
The door is just set in the side of
the mountain.
of a great hill. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Can we leave the
Stargate.
path, or I don't think we should walk straight up to the door.
Yeah, we should go to the
Is
side.
there any kind of cover leading up to it, or is it just like barren field?
It's grassy, but it is essentially it's barren and scrub. It's not any trees or great boulders or anything like that.
Is the door locked, shut, or is it open?
From this distance, I'm going to assume you guys probably stopped maybe in a little low roll in the earth. So kind of observing it from this distance, you're not really sure how the portal would work, but it does appear to be shut.
And we can't make out any of the writing on it.
Yeah. If there are any glyphs that were on it, they've all since faded and been tarnished, and you can no longer read them.
What about with my goggles and with the magnification and?
Yes, you done. So again, most of the words are, I mean, you can pick out individual numbers. They're very faded. It's extremely faint. Almost the size of the door itself is a large number 4 in white. That's just right smack dab in the middle. Again, it's just a few feet from the edges in every direction. However, low on the door to the right, you can now see there is what looks like a smaller door set in it. And next to that, in red on a white field, it reads, authorized personnel only. Use of deadly force is authorized to deter intruders.
Definitely
It's a little
relay that.
cryptic, but it sounds kind of bad.
I definitely relay that to the party about the 4 and how there's a smaller door on the right hand side.
Okay.
Now, is this like a canyon kind of going like leading up towards the door, or is it like totally open terrain?
It's rolling open terrain. Like there's a couple of dips in the land that are much closer, but would still be, you think, out of sight of anyone observing you.
Okay. I think we should move to the right. Stay to the right of the small door.
Guys,
Sounds like a good plan.
That way, maybe they don't see
Yeah.
us.
Travel the dips.
I may have a plan to get the door open.
Oh, excellent.
Being a
Does it involve booms?
oh, it certainly does. But first, as a human, a non-mutant human, I think I should be okay.
Yeah, me
So
too.
I can go. Yeah, we can go and we can knock on the door and tell them, we were sent to, sent here. And when they open the door, we can all rush them. You guys can come on out and we'll take the door.
Or we could tell them that we were accosted by some damn dirty apes, and maybe that'll let us in.
Don't we
You
have one-
maniacs!
We do have one of their funky suits that makes you hot, though, right? So we could always disguise
Yes,
ourselves
I
and
do
make
have
believe that
that.
we're one of them.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I could pretend I captured you all, guys.
yeah, and you could get them to
Be
come
like, "Look what I
outside,
got."
and then we could waste them. That would be nice.
Sure. I can say Gerg's my pet.
Yeah.
Subterfuge may be our best option to get close, to be honest. Oh, sorry, dog.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so moving off to the right-hand side,
Okay.
trying to keep cover between as much as possible. And then eventually me and Rex Dashington should eventually like stroll up like nobody's business.
Yeah.
Like we own the place, eh, Rex?
That's right. Because we will own this place.
Okay. Getting up this close, you can now see there is, of course, the red square painted in a white field with a black circle around it, indicating the Knights of Genetic Purity symbol
Mm.
on the smaller door. And lettered below that in a paint scrawl, it says, "Advance true humans and be recognized."
All right,
That's us.
I'm a true human.
we have quite a few true humans here.
That's true. It started out as a mostly mutant game, and now it's down to
We're on
Yeah.
the clock, Rex.
yeah.
All right. Watch
Wait.
that dangerous Gerg guy. It takes all 4 of us to make sure that he doesn't
Yeah.
get out of control.
Yeah, there's like no noticeable gun turrets or nothing, eh?
I mean, no, you don't see anything that looks like an enlarged Smith and Wesson
Nice.
pointing at you.
Okay.
So, what should be
'Cause-
the signal for everyone else to charge in?
Get him!
Today the safety word is banana.
Banana it is.
Banana!
All right,
Well, I
so
guess
there's the door
if
in front
we-
of you. What do you wish to do?
If we have our weapons out so that we can use them, it may cause suspicion, but
Right.
it is a dangerous world, and we are outside, so we probably need to have our weapons out.
Should I don the suit?
Yeah, I think so. Of course, we can always hide Gerg in the suit,
Yeah.
although it's probably kind of large for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, what, 3 feet tall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a child in a suit.
You could
can put him down your
hang him from
pants.
a pole and tell him you got dinner.
I mean, I could tuck him in the belly of the suit and just pretend I'm fat.
Fantastic.
I mean,
Okay, are we going, Rex?
All right, let's do it.
All right.
I've
Me
got
and
the
Rex-
trusty laser rifle in my hands, and I'm right behind him.
Nice.
I've got the stun gun.
okay.
So is there like a buzzer? Just bang real hard. Knock.
Yeah, there's no ready indication of how to open this. So
All right, I'm going to walk up to it and knock really loud and obnoxiously.
all right. You're slapping it, and it's like slapping the stone that the door is set in. There's no like banging or clanging or anything like that.
Aw.
Are there any like keypads or buttons we can push anywhere?
Well, that is something Rex might understand. There's a almost set completely flush. It's just to the right of the Knights of Genetic Purity's symbol there. There's a square that's just ever so slightly raised.
I will press the square.
The square slides upward slowly. There's kind of a mechanical, like, grinding noise, like perhaps there's 200 years worth of sand in this mechanism. And there is a matrix of buttons. There are 10 of them in total, and they are numbered 1 through 9, and then there's a 0 at the bottom. And above them is a steady red glow.
Would Rex know that we need some kind of passcode?
I mean, it's clear that this kind of opens it, so maybe.
All right. On the power suit, is there some kind of like USB jack that I could hook into the control panel?
No.
No. Okay. Well, guys, we
Try
need
the
to find
number
passcode.
4. There's a huge 4 on this whole building.
Do
All
I
right,
give
4,
the numbers
4,
on the
4,
pad look
4.
more worn than the others?
0-4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Said come forward and be recognized. Well, here we are.
All right.
Is there any?
So you try various combinations involving the number 4, yes?
Sure.
42, the answer to life.
What's the question?
So after a few attempts, You're not sure if you got the right one, but you hear a clang, and this door you're looking at begins to slide slowly backwards.
Well, let's go time.
The door withdraws in and then swings aside, and you're all, let's see, kind of startled for a moment. You're all sort of blinded and not able to do anything because there's this bright lights pouring out from several sources, and this sort of mechanical-ish sort. It's very rough and staticky sounding voice says, "Stop right where you are."
Hello.
Put your hands where we can see them.
This is at 209.
I will hold my hands straight out in front of me.
Okay.
Rex will put his hands up and say, we humans have come to join you. Too many mutants out there.
We bring tribute in the form of mutant raccoon.
I mean, we could have totally stripped him and just pretended he was a regular raccoon.
The voice speaks to you and it says, "Remain outside the chamber lock. Squad 328. Approach and sanitize if necessary."
With my goggles, can I dampen the light and see what it is?
Yes, you can. There are a group of figures dressed in the same outfit that you've got with the goggles and the mask and everything like that. And they all have weapons of some kind that they've raised and they're pointing at you, and they all have lights attached to them. And they're all marching out towards you.
How many of them are there?
Yeah.
There are 4 of them.
We should just kill them right away and just like
Good
go in
odds.
and kill everything.
Well, it's got to be way more
How
than
to
4.
die in Gamma World.
How to die in Gamma World, but hey, it'll be fun.
Let's
Come
just
on.
just go with them and maybe only Gurgle die.
Yeah. Hey.
It won't be a
Some of you may
teepee, though.
die, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make.
All right. They're coming out. They have their weapons raised up. They look absolutely ready to cope. They come out. Is anyone holding Gurg, or is he just standing in your midst?
Well, I figured he was with
Yeah, I thought he was in somebody's pants.
Darwin.
Oh,
His pants. No.
Oh, did we put the suit on and put him in my suit?
Oh, brilliant.
I'm sorry. What was the question about the suit?
Is that the way we did it? We put him in my suit?
I don't know. I'm
I was okay.
I had suggested letting me hang from a stick like they'd caught me or something. You know,
Okay,
like
yeah.
on the, like
For
a
sure.
pole or something between a couple of them.
Well, let's leave it up to Gurg. How does he want to go in? With dignity or without?
Or would you rather just have a leash?
Even a leash would work. You know, just like you caught me and you're dragging me in.
How far away are they from us?
You've walked up to the door. The door is gone in like 6 or 7. Well, no, not 6 or 7. It's gone in like 2.5 meters before it slid out of the way. And you can kind of tell from the size of the opening, from the depth of the opening, the door is actually thicker than it is wide or high. It's a plug. It's not just like a door like you would just hinge open.
We should
It's like
just like
Cheyenne Mountain.
we should let just like Gurg escape and like hold him up as much as we can.
Well,
we could let him
and-
escape, and
and
then
it
we
was
could
an-
like
It was an
the
accident.
guys,
after
they are
If
they
he
are
goes in
coming
there, he's
out.
never coming out.
They are
That's true.
coming out. They're outfits are essentially like the one that you've got on, although one of them has like a white tunic over the just the kind of dull looking garb.
Look, a project manager.
He's
I start walking towards the gate with my hands up and just trying to take up as much real estate as possible to get in their way.
He points in Gerg's general direction and then says, "Stand back from the aberrant. Prepare to sterilize."
Oh no!
And they all
That's
work
okay.
levers on their Smith and Wessons and are getting ready. So let's go around the table.
Okay.
Run for it.
James, what is Gerg doing?
Well, before they started locking and loading, I was thinking about diving in the midst of them and doing life leech, but
Okay, that's fine. You
That's
can,
an
you can
excellent
certainly do
move.
it's a quick way to die. Yeah. Yeah, somebody could chuck me into the midst of them. I mean, throw me over their heads till they have a hard target.
I mean, I can give that a shot.
Okay, just don't
sounds like a
slam me
good
into the
plan.
wall.
If we had long enough fishing pole, we could do like fishing and life leech. That way we could be out of range, but we could lower you into their midst. We'll have to work on that if we live through this. I'd love to torque them, but they're too close. We'd all die.
I'm sorry, did you say you'd love to twerk him?
I'd love to, but they're too close. We'd all die. So I can't do it.
I'm okay.
Meow.
All right. Yang, what does Rex Dashington do?
And how far away did you say they were?
They're just a couple of meters away. They've come out now.
And are they all like single file, or are they like?
No, they've spread out now. It's the
Crap.
the one who's apparently giving
Trying
the
to
orders,
assassinate.
one to the left of him, and then two to his right. They're sort of fanned out.
All right. Well, that's too close for the Charmaker. So he is just going to whip his laser rifle out and shoot whoever's closest.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Okay, Mobius,
In the
how about
face.
you?
In the face.
So they're all wearing like armor, you said, just like me, or is it just like a suit? Because I just have the goggles.
Oh, okay, I've got you. That's right. You just have the hood. You are they are wearing clothes like the ones you saw on the night back in the village of Goodwater.
Okay, I guess I'll use my slug thrower.
Okay. Manny, what's Darwin doing?
I'm gonna toss Gerg in the middle of them.
Oh, okay. And Brun, what is I'm sorry, yes, Mar, what is Brun doing?
Laser rifle.
Laser rifle. Okay.
How close are they to the rest of the group now? You said they've came out and we were just outside the door.
They're a couple of meters away from you guys.
So this is gonna, life leech is going to affect everybody.
Oh, it's
Well,
all right. It's not like you haven't life leached me before.
Yeah, that's how we met.
True,
If he throws you behind them, you can get behind them and
true.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see then, since you know what? Yeah, they knew something was up when, one of you was wearing like the mop 4 hood and the other person was wearing the suit for it. They kind of realized that something was probably amiss. So they're not surprised when Darwin like throws Gerg like a football into their midst. So let's go ahead and roll initiative then. That's a D6. And Manny, you go ahead and do it since you're the one throwing.
Yes, sir. We got a 5.
You got a 5. That's so good, but it's not quite
Not good enough.
enough.
Dang it.
All right, so let's see. This is going to be laser rifles at 10 paces, I think. Let us open the holy book here, and That's when you find out that they're armed with radiation rifles and you all start growing extra heads.
I mean, 2 heads are better than 1, right?
I mean, dual
Unless you got a
brain.
headache.
That should double our mental
Arguments are
strength.
intense. Start a 3 stooge in an
All
argument.
right.
yourself.
Let's see.
Blame it on the raccoon. I see how you are.
And I'm going to need that guy's leg, which would be a very clever thing for Gurg to say, but he only goes chitter, 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 chitter.
Gurg.
Gurg. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Gurg. 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 Ah, okay. All right. That, unfortunately, is going to be a hit. Rex Dashington is hit. Next shot.
Dang it.
All right. Darwin is hit.
Dang it.
Brun is missed. Oh, come on.
Gurg in the car.
What is Brun's armor class?
7.
7. That's almost certainly hit, but I want to be fair. I want to be equitable. If I'm going to kill you, I want to kill. I want a clean kill. So let's see. 13. Your armor class 7. Oh yeah. That's a hit. Okay. So 1 miss, 3 hits with laser rifles, and a little online die roller, but lucky me, it's as slow as molasses. So we're just going to go back to this. All right. So around the table, this was Rex Dashington hit. And remember, your armor absorbs 20 points of
20.
damage before anything ever gets to you. So you are probably not even going to feel this. That is 7, 10, 15. Yeah. Your suit, the lights inside your suit like dim slightly. Unfortunately, not everybody's wearing power armor, including Mobius' character.
Cue the Halo shield down sound.
That is... Oh my gosh. So you took 12 points on the first
Ouch.
collection of dice, and then you took 3 points on the second one. So 15. 15 on 6 dice. That is
Fantastic.
it's fantastic.
Where's that healing robot?
All right, Brun.
Let's get that healing robot stand beside me.
Oh, that's right. We got a robot.
Yeah, the robot's just kind of standing there. Its cranial turret is just sort of
Get ready to heal us,
looking back and
robot.
forth.
This is your moment to shine. This is what you've been waiting for. You've programmed to do it.
And that is 20 points of damage to Yesmar.
No worries.
All right, so
How much did I take?
none yet.
Oh,
Those shots were all directed at the humans. So let me see.
I mean,
Rex.
I'm a human too.
These are pretty terrible
Oh, right.
mutant supremacists shooting
The
the humans.
Right?
Because there was a miss. Darwin was missed, but so yeah, they've spent their round shooting. Counter fire will start. Gurg, you're being thrown into their midst and land on the ground. Are you going to life leech them?
Yes.
All right. How much?
6 points from everybody within 22 meters.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, the leader turns around and points at Gurg and says, "A mutant, a horrible, horrible mutant, pure evil from the wastelands. Destroy them." After he says "ow," I should point out he says that. So yeah, that was 6 points. Counter battery fire, gentlemen.
18.
18. What weapon type, please?
Laser rifle.
That is going to be 6 dice, please.
$21 points.
Okay, yeah, he clasps his abdomen. He's obviously in a lot of pain, but he is still in the fight. Next attack, please. Is that Rex?
Yep. 16.
That will hit. Also laser rifle?
Laser rifle, yeah.
6 dice.
Um, 17.
Okay. Again, wounded, still up. Mobius.
16.
That
So-
will hit. Oh, yeah.
Weapon class 10 for the slug thrower. So it's 2d6.
Okay.
8 points.
All right. Yeah, he did not like that. He staggers back when you shoot him. Anybody else to shoot?
I'm assuming the throwing took my chance to shoot.
Yeah, unfortunately it did. You pulled the pin on Gurg and threw him. Oh, that's right. Doesn't Mobius have a torque grenade? Can't you just use that now?
No, I don't.
If I catch it, throw it
Box the
back. Will he
raccoon
run?
off the head with it.
Yeah, a torque grenade at this range, and
We'll get
would
everybody.
switch-
We're all dead.
Yeah,
We're
we
all
would
dead.
switch to another campaign.
Yeah, I don't have any
Yeah.
grenades.
Okay. All right. So it's a new round, new initiative. We will start with Gurg since he's in the midst. The one with the white tunic has turned and is pointing his weapon directly at Gurg. What is Gurg doing?
Gurg's whipping out his Smith and Wesson and pointing it back at him.
How about Rex Dashington?
He is going to shoot at whoever seems the most damage and is still up.
Your target's not looking real good. You know, you
All right.
have
I'll finish him
injured
off.
him bad. All right, Mobius.
I'm gonna just blast the one that he shot last time.
All right, Manny. How about Darwin?
I'm gonna shoot Bob the stun ray at the one that's aiming at Gurg.
Okay, and Yesmar. How about Brun?
Whoever's looking healthy, I'm shooting them.
That would probably be the one that Mobius is shooting at. So,
Good deal.
all right. Let's see, James. Since Gurg has the most to lose here, you go ahead and roll initiative.
5.
Oh, that is awesome. That's still not awesome enough, though.
Oh,
Dang.
Although I should
You-
point out, as many points as Gurg has life leached in the last couple of days.
now he lost all those
Should be
previous
immortal.
ones. He only
Oh.
keeps them for 24 hours.
Oh,
I've got
oh,
48 right now.
yeah. So basically,
Goes to somebody else.
you can get hit with an anti-tank missile and just be like, Gurg.
Hopefully.
All right. So the leader of them is shooting at you.
Okay.
What is your armor class, please?
7.
7. Dang it, marginal dice again. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Any players who want to contribute to the purchase of a Gamma World Game Master screen for your Gamma World Game Master. Let's see. Let's see, as a class and your armor class 7. Yeah, that will hit Gurg.
Okay.
This will all come off life leached. So you take 5, 9, and 11, 12, 13, 14. So you take a total of 14.
Awesome.
14 on 6 dice. That is pathetic. Okay. Yang clutching his abdomen where he has a large burned wound. Your target will blast at you.
All right.
That is a hit. At least I think. Well, your armor class 2. Yeah, no,
Two.
that's still a hit. That's still a hit. So let's see. That's 2, 4, 6, 8. That's better. 10. And that is 12. So you take 2 actual points of damage.
Rex exclaims, "Oh!"
All right, and this shot, let's see, that's 1, 2. So this one is at Mobius. Oh, that is a telling hit on Mobius for 11 and
Oh, that's not good.
For 20 total.
Ah.
There it is. Mobius kaput.
Yeah.
Oh, no. The robot doctor rolls over and proceeds to attempt to do something for Mobius. And the last shot is going at well, you threw the thing, so it's going at Darwin. And Darwin's AC.
That would be a 7.
All right, so that's a hit, and Darwin takes, let's see. Darwin takes a total of 14. All right, counterattacks, gentlemen.
Gerg fires off his shot.
Laser beams.
16.
That will hit. What is Gerg wielding, by the way? Is it a laser pistol or laser rifle?
Pistol.
Pistol, okay. So a laser pistol.
5D.
Yes.
Okay. $17.
17. Yeah, you hit something vital in the human and he falls to the ground.
Gerg.
I got a 14.
That will hit.
Damage coming right up. $21 again.
That will kill him.
Yes.
Nice.
Rex,
13.
that will hit.
Ooh. 11 and 15.
That will kill him.
Yes.
So they all lay dead at your feet.
Sweet.
I
Gather up
didn't
their
even have to
weapons.
stun anybody. Nice.
Nice.
Who's hurt? Let's get the doc robot to heal us. Also, they're going to come out and try and kill us again. So let's back up, and then we can throw torque grenades at them.
Throw one through
Actually,
the door.
If we throw one through the door, it'll probably collapse the whole structure. I don't know if we want to do that.
Gerg's going to check
Man.
the leader of the group there to see what kind of goodies he can find on him.
He has some kind of book, a metal symbol that is painted the colors of the Knights of Genetic Purity. You know, it's their symbol on a metal disc. A kind of a standard uniform, and not much else. A few domars. He's got a few domars. Actually, no, he does not. I take that back. He does not. He has coins that look to be gold.
Okay.
They have some kind of strange symbol on one side, and an eagle on the other.
He'll grab all of that.
Okay.
Except for the uniform.
Well, maybe you guys should change into the uniforms.
Other than the fact that some of them have holes burned into them.
Mobius, how many hit points were you knocked down?
0. I had 20 left, and you got hit me for 20.
Okay, so yeah, you're You are essentially
Medical robot fodder.
yeah, the robot's actually able to stabilize you
Nice.
at exactly 0 hit points.
Just
Nice.
take that breath of air.
Yeah.
I saw lights.
Yeah,
It's
it's
lasers flashing over your head.
you look down at the hole in your abdomen and you're in a tremendous amount of pain. You have 6 hit points, and the hole in your abdomen, the robot, it looks like a thick cylindrical finger-like thing has come out, and several other things are holding the hole shut, and everywhere it touches, there's a loud click, a sharp jolt of pain,
Ow.
and a metal clasp is in place. And it puts down a row of, it feels like about 1 billion of them, as bad as it hurts, but
Oh, that pinches.
yeah. And so
Keep it an eye.
it stands up and steps back and says, "Please move slowly. I do not currently possess an active stock of antibiotics, analgesic painkillers, synthetic flesh, cat gut for stitches."
Just my luck.
So are there any alarms going off right now?
Nobody else is running out of the gate.
No, there are no alarms. You do not hear any.
And no one else is coming out.
No one else is immediately coming out. There are lights inside you can see, though.
Okay.
Any other any like laser rifle energy cells so we can get off of these guys?
Yeah,
I
for
was
sure.
literally just about to ask that.
I was just gonna say I was just gonna pick up a laser rifle.
Now they have the laser rifles, and their laser rifles have all been discharged. How many times did you guys get shot at? Twice?
Twice.
Mhm.
Twice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but only the leader type has 1 extra power cell.
So how many cells that are missing 2 shots? 3?
Yes, that is correct.
I'll take one of those.
Yeah, so will I.
I'll take an extra one too if there's enough.
Well, there's still the leader's rifle.
And the leader had 2. I'll take one of his fulls.
Okay.
All right. So if it's missing 2 shots, how much? Like, does it say on the magazine or something how many shots?
I think they have 5.
Should be 5
shots.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it's full, it'll have 5.
So it's 3 left. Okay.
Maybe there'll be somewhere in here to recharge these things.
You never know.
Good thinking.
Could be. I think we should come into this place and purify these guys.
I want to use the magnification on these goggles to look for like tripwires and stuff leading up by the gate.
You don't see any here.
All right. Nothing in any different like optics. There's no beams of light crossing or anything.
No.
Cool.
Can I switch between the UV and the infrared to see if I can detect any more human life signs?
Yes, you can, and no, you don't detect any in whatever this metal cubicle is.
Well, I can't go in first, but I'll back up whoever's going in.
Well, I can take the lead if you guys want.
If you do that, I'll go right behind you.
All right. Let's go. And Rex will try to do whatever power version of tippy toeing there is.
Well, at the risk of being reduced to making sound effects like a 10-year-old, your tippy toeing is more like zzz, thump, zzz, thump. It's not very tippy
That
toey,
was,
is what I'm saying.
Fairly accurate rendition.
Oh, I forget. Yeah, you work for the local air conditioning, electricity, and power armor servicing company. So Manny knows exactly what that sounds like.
AC.
Wouldn't that be a much cooler job if it was?
Dude. Like, yeah, seriously.
Your problem here is your gyro stabilization system is out.
About a
All right.
minute, then he just bitch about it like everything else.
Yeah. You know, it's to interject. It's sort of on topic for this. I purchased a book written by the late Tom Clancy called Armored Cav, and it basically talked about, it was a rah-rah, America's military kicks ass over the entire world, which, if current events are any indication, yeah, we pretty much do. But he spends a part of a chapter talking about the Lima tank factory in Lima, Ohio, where the Abrams is built. And my friend at the time, Jason, and I bought the book, read it, lent it to him. He read it, and we both, enjoyed it greatly. It was very, very war nerdy, as we were in the 1990s at the time. And I said, "Man, that would be a cool job building Abrams tanks, wouldn't it?" He's like, "Yeah, that would be pretty cool." And then we kind of thought about it for a second. Said, "No, actually, it would be cool for about a day and a half." And it would just be some shitty mechanic job.
I mean, if you really enjoyed doing that line of work, it wouldn't be crappy, but
yeah,
every job has its drawbacks, I suppose.
Hey, I think, and I say this as someone who works in IT, being a computer janitor is a pretty boring thing. I never had a boring day at NASA. Never, ever. I never went there and was like, well, here I am working in America's space program. Whatever. But anyway, moving along. So you go into the the metal cubicle. On one wall, to the right of the door, there is a cracked and blackened array of the glass panels. They seem to be like those that were on the devices of the ancients that you found. It's just been a few days, but it seems like 100 years ago now. But you were able to make things appear on them, but these are long dead and inactive. They have cracks, like, they're blackened. There's one of them is completely smashed in, and there's dust and the remains of the nest of some kind of animal. To your left is a normal sized door and a window of thick glass that appears to have lines of wires going through it in a grid pattern. This is the international sign for grid pattern, in case my players and viewers didn't know that.
That's what that was.
To the left of that window is a door. There's a large open space that you think is probably primarily what is behind the gigantic door in the hill. Now, running up the middle of that space and curving around away are two, well, you're not sure what they are, but they look like metal rails of some kind. They're perhaps 2 meters apart, and they're raised above the floor just slightly. And sitting just outside the door is what looks like a cart. It has large, fat, black wheels on it, and open seating for 4 humans. And there's kind of an open space in the back where it looks like cargo or something could be loaded.
Could a power suit be loaded in there?
Oh, yes. You think there's room for you to sit down in your power armor?
Yes. Is it a normal door or like a special car door? Or,
I mean, it's slightly ajar.
then
It's
I
not
will.
closed.
I will open it up and pop my head in and see if I can see anybody else in there.
Well, you can see through the window out into that space, and when you open the door and look, it is exactly the same. Big, gargantuan, yawning cavern, 2 metal rails on the floor that curve around to the right and into the distance, and the little cart. Well, medium-sized cart, because it can seat 4 humans and has a cargo space in the back, so...
Yeah,
It's smaller. It is smaller than your wheeled vehicle was.
Who's down for riding the cart?
And there's no movement anywhere. You can't. I'm gonna try to keep an eye out for like movement. Often, like through that window.
I'm sorry. I completely lost your train of thought. What are you asking me?
I'm just gonna keep an eye out. Like I want to try to look for movement.
Okay, I gotcha.
There should be more dudes here, shouldn't there?
There's nothing immediately in this large cavern. None of the ancient pieces of tech seem to be operational except for whatever mechanism opened the door. And unless they pushed that cart along, whatever got it there.
Gerg, you can drive this thing, right?
Gerg.
Gurk.
He broadcasts, yes.
Oh, we forgot his stump to sit on.
I can sit in somebody's lap.
Everybody starts looking away.
Well, you tried to stuff me down somebody's pants, so.
Yeah, that was Darwin.
It's rough
Belly
being
area.
a raccoon.
Belly area.
All right,
Are there any rails or anything connecting this, whatever this is, to the door?
No. The cart itself seems to just be freewheeling, can go in any direction.
All right.
The rails are, like I said, they lead up to the door. They go off into the distance.
All right, give her a try, Gerg.
Is this cart powered?
You don't know. You have no idea.
Gerg will climb into the, I guess there's a steering wheel for this thing.
There is actually a vertical, it looks like a spade handle. It's kind of worn. It looks like it's wrapped with a black leather or something. And there is a thin, shining metal lever of some kind that sort of flanges away from the curvature of the spade handle.
Okay, I'm going to try to figure out how to operate this thing.
Give me a D10 roll.
You want me to do the 2D10 with the dual brain and all that?
Yes. It'll just speed things up.
All right. 6 and a 7.
Sure.
A 6 and a 7.
It explodes.
No. I wouldn't do that. It would rocket into the wall at 120 kilometers an hour, then explode. I'd have to do the impact damage to you before I did the blast damage. Come on, James. So let's see, a 6 and a 7. You kind of fiddle with the fiddlestick. Let's see. Yeah, nothing changes.
Okay, keep fiddling.
All right.
A 9 and a 6.
A 9 and a 6. Okay. That time you realize, I mean, it's like bigger than your tiny little raccoon hands. So you've got to, you've got to like hold onto the stick with one hand and pull on the front of the stick with the other. But it rolls forward maybe 6 inches.
Okay. Keep messing with
Need
it.
help over there, little buddy?
Gerg. 9 and a 7.
A 9 and a 7.
I'm not getting anywhere, am I?
No, you're not.
Roll lower.
Okay. Now a pair of 8s that time.
Yes, exactly. More of the same happens.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Oh,
try
an
to
8
help.
and then a 1.
All right, so yeah, you're shoving the stick forward, pulling it back, that sort of thing, and then you realize that if you apply just a little more pressure, it begins to. There's like a humming sound coming from somewhere under the seat, and
Okay.
it starts to roll forward very slowly, but it does start to roll forward.
Okay, I'll try a little bit more just to see what I can do.
All right.
5 and a 2.
Okay. At first you're like, aha, well, if I just pull harder on the large flangey part, that doesn't do anything. But when you push forward, the more you push forward on it, the quicker it goes forward. And fortunately, also pushing in a direction makes it go in a direction. So it's squeeze the handle, push it forward. The harder you push it forward, the faster it goes. The further back you pull it, the faster it stops, and it turns left and right with moving the handle.
Okay, I'll look back at the others and Gerg and let them know this is how to operate it. So who wants to drive?
I guess I'll drive with a loud yeehaw.
All right, so you have actually seen things very similar to this, Darwin, just not under power. Like looking around, when you've seen like beasts of burden pull these things or people pulling these things, you see boxes with wires going different places and that sort of thing. All the time you've seen them in the past, those boxes have been ripped out. The controls have been removed. It's just a simple cart. But this works. This is very impressive. You're like, if we ever get things working back properly at the farm, this will be a great benefit in Goodwater. So you can start moving now.
Let's do this thing.
Yeehaw, indeed.
All right, so it goes at a pretty steady pace. Even pushing it all the way forward, you can't quite get it to go maybe half or a third as quickly as the vehicle. So it's clearly not made to go very quickly. But it is moving you along. So onward you roll.
While keeping an eye out for dangers.
While keeping an eye out for danger.
Got that
now
new laser rifle cleaning it.
I know some of you have night vision. Night vision equipment, I should say. It's like night vision. Oh, Gamma World. Yes, many mutants have night vision. No, they just picked up night vision gear. But the curious thing is, like, there are no artificial lights here. There's, no lights that seem to function by the power of the ancients. You periodically pass sconces on the wall. Some of them are alight, some are not.
Is there a headlight switch on this thing?
You have no idea what a headlight switch is. There's
Well-
a very pale, dim light coming out of the right-hand side of the front of it. It's sort of pointing off to the lower right as you roll on.
Well, at least we won't roll into anything then.
As long as it's coming out of your right-hand side.
Thing. I give the hood to Gerg. He could use it to drive.
Well, it's Darwin is driving.
Darwin's driving.
Okay, give it to Darwin. Sorry, I thought Gerg was.
Gerg's
Okay.
gonna hide in the storage compartment in the back, kind of
Okay.
keep low.
Now it is open topped, but you can definitely stay low. You're just kind of riding along in silence. You occasionally pass what look like great metal. There are these hexagon or triangular shaped pieces of metal hanging from chains in the roof with hooks that are like almost the size of a man. I mean, just forget Gerg. These things are massive. Sometimes you do pass tightly shut doors that are similar to the one outside, although they have no indication of what is supposed to be on them. Just sort of going on in quiet. Manny, give me a D20 roll. First of all, how fast are you going? Are you going at this thing's top speed?
I mean, it's rather dark. I mean, assuming even with the night vision goggles, it's not like the best vision in the world. So
Yeah,
probably not a good idea to do that.
that's fine. Okay, so you can well see it. There is some great calamity in the past. It may be something that happened during the war. Something caused a great slab of the floor to tilt slightly upward, and they just must be titanically heavy concrete beams that have fallen down out of the ceiling, but there's a clear path for you to steer around to the left.
Okay. I will continue to do so carefully.
All right.
Did you still want that D20 roll?
No.
Oh, okay.
Eventually, in the distance, you can see what looks to be a very ramshackle or makeshift wall that spans the entire passage in front of you. There is some kind of fencing or something that is circular and looped over and over on the top of it, and you can see a couple of figures walking back and forth on it, and it's easily 100 meters away.
Might be time for
How
a
far
couple
can I
of
throw one of these
grenades.
torque grenades?
Exactly.
Let's see. So throwing actually is a function of your strength. What is your strength?
9.
Probably not that far.
Who's stronger than me? I'll give you a Charmaker.
Rex is
Mine's 8, so nope.
11.
Yeah, I got a 10.
What's the cat's strength?
He's like 18.
Well, somebody check it.
I'm in a house with one wonderful dog and 3 okay cats.
Okay.
And my daughter's my oldest daughter's cat Daisy she is a thug. She looks like a fat cat. She is this muscled football covered with hair. That I would believe she has a strength of 18. So yeah, you're about 100 yards away. What are you gonna do?
I mean, these guys don't know what happened up front, and Gerd
Yeah,
is
and we should
hiding.
stop before they see us too.
We could probably bluff our way into making them run up front, thinking something's wrong.
I like the torque grenade idea.
I also do,
I'm sorry, I kept saying torque grenades, it's photon grenades, but still.
Oh, photon grenades.
Tomato,
they're super
tomato.
bright.
10 meter, 15 meter, instant death, either way.
It's all good.
What's the plan, guys?
Grenade or bluff?
I feel like we should grenade them. These guys are terrible people.
I'm game.
All right.
They're terrible
Who wants it?
people. We're just.
I have 3 grenades. I'm
adventurous.
keeping one to blow myself up if I'm gonna die. So I'm gonna take as many out as I can if it comes to that.
All right.
Who wants one though?
Stand away from
Remind
Yesmar.
me not to
Actually-
combat next to Yesmar.
Yeah, Rex will
I'll
take
try
one.
to. I'll try to.
Hello,
be conscientious,
Yesmar!
guys.
Boom.
I'll try to be conscientious, guys.
Highly tasteless of me, and I apologize to our audience. That is not the kind of lowbrow, insensitive comedy we engage in here. We engage in much lower brow insensitive comedy. On
Rex,
this
you got a
live
good
stream.
strength. Here's another one.
All right, you're 100 meters away, so that's basically the length of a football field, including an end zone.
So
to
I gave
where this is at.
I gave one more to Rex. So I've got 2 and he's got 2.
All right, give me a roll, please, a d20 roll. They have, if they know you're out there, they don't know who you are. So
15.
15. All right, so it is a grenade is a class 5 weapon. You're trying to hit a wall. What is your strength?
9.
9. Okay. I am disinclined to believe, though, that you quite get it there. Yeah, no, the grenade bounces down the hall, clinks.
Well, there goes our surprise, guys.
And there is an awful cyan.
girl.
There's an awful cyan colored flash. You're just like, just this like, it feels like ants are crawling all over every parts of those of you not wearing powered armor, parts of your bodies that are exposed in the direction of the blast. You're uninjured. But
Badly sunburned.
there is a wailing siren sound coming from down towards the wall. That was basically your rounds of surprise.
Sorry, it slipped.
Whoops.
Just scream out, sorry.
The
That
best
slipped.
laid plans.
Now, if you rolled a 1, tink. Oh shit!
Dancing Gurg's lap in the back of the thing.
Yeah, he winds up to throw the grenade, and it just falls in the cargo compartment. So yeah, there's some kind of an alarm going down that way, and
Here comes the fun times, guys.
What does the gate look like?
basically like corrugated scrap metal that's been fixed to
Just drive through it.
posts and whatnot.
Let's engage the low rent Knights of Genetic Purity head on.
While we blast them on the way by.
Low rent. I'm not gonna have you talk about my NPCs like that. Low rent.
Jury rigged walls. Come on.
When I see him trying to come out, can I throw my grenade?
If you want to wait till you see them start to come out, that's fine. Right now,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
just that wailing sound and bright, intense directional lights are kind of search around the hallway and have now transfixed your.
We should get out
I'm gonna
of
floor
either.
it.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
Shoot at the
dashboard it,
lights.
or whatever the version is for this. Just full forward.
Okay, you shove the spade grip forward and we
got a golf cart next
Oh,
to
this
us.
is awesome.
yeah. This is like if you guys have ever been to Disney and done the Formula One cars in Tomorrowland, that's flooring it. So yeah, you're making your way forward, and
Can I run alongside it and just use the cart as cover?
yeah, you certainly can.
That might be a good idea.
Is there any way to jam the stick forward and let it go by itself while we bail out?
Well, I mean, you're in the cargo compartment. You're not sure. I mean, there's nothing to jam it forward with.
Okay.
Is it spring loaded? Like when I let go, does it come back?
Yes.
Dang.
The medical robot, its cranial turret swivels around, and it proceeds to reach into slots in the cart's seats, and it is bringing some kind of straps over you and attaching them to points.
Hey, anybody got a knife?
For maximum
you were
vehicle
on our
speed
team.
operation, safety
Can't we-
restraints are required. Click, 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 click. So you're all buckled in.
cut one of these straps and tie the yoke forward.
You are eating up space at a pretty good click. Who was it that said they were jumping out to run behind it? Who was that?
That was Mo.
Mo. Okay. All right, Mo, you're behind it. You're watching the thing buckle their seatbelts.
Grenade time.
And now, hey, hang on a second. There is a loud ripping staccato blast that comes from somewhere up on the wall. Oh, you
I
guys
don't
are
like the sound of that.
you guys are so lucky. Because they have DACA. They have DACA. So let's see. We're going to treat this as
DACA?
That's what I just said.
DACA. You guys don't know what DACA is?
DACA.
DACA. So back in the 80s in the game Space Hulk and Rogue Trader, which Rogue Trader eventually became 40K, in play examples, it would show a top-down drawn image of what the battlefield would be like. And to indicate which unit was firing, there were little onomatopoeic little, like in Batman, boff, bap, something like that. Well, to show a Marine or an Orc or whoever was firing next to their unit in the big exciting font, it said DACA DACA for their machine guns. So more DACA, and DACA lived on throughout the years in 40K, and it's the orcs, the space orcs in 40K. Their highest order is to say that something's got enough DACA. However, they are space orcs. Nothing has enough DACA. So if you built an A-10 that had two 30mm guns where the engine pods are, in addition to the one in the nose, and every hard point on the wings had the 30mm guns, they would say that's not enough DACA. Oi, not enough DACA.
Well, that's because it has enough Burt.
Right. Oi, that flyer doesn't have enough DACA. All right. So here comes the DACA. That is they DACA'd very poorly at you.
We'll just say they were blinded by the light.
Your vehicle is very large and unshielded, but that's still, yeah, no. There is a staccato report, and something slams into the walls around you. There are bits of stone and metal shards flying everywhere as they open up on you, and a couple of, good Lord, okay, that guy's laser rifle misses. Finally, let's see. Oh my God. Okay. Nope. You guys are blessed. I rolled a 2, a 1, and a 6.
Fantastic.
A heavy machine gun and 2 laser rifles. Missed you. Okay. So I will say speed-wise, you guys have gone about 30 meters. So you're about 70 or so meters away yet. Now that all that's over, in the new round, what is Gerg doing? You said something about cutting your seatbelt off?
Well, is he in a seatbelt in the
Oh,
store?
actually, you do not. No.
Okay, I don't think I've got a knife, but I'm going to broadcast that out to whoever who has a knife. If anybody's got a knife, cut one of the straps and tie the yoke forward. The control stick.
I do not have a knife, I don't believe.
Somebody else took the knife.
Yeah, somebody else took that knife.
More Zogan DACA.
Did anybody rescue the Oracle off of off of my last character?
I think we got all your stuff. Yeah.
Running behind the vehicle as I am, could I tell where the fire was coming from?
Yeah, right in that direction.
Is 70 meters far enough to keep us safe if I throw a grenade?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
the
definitely.
burst radius is like 15 meters.
Oh. Well, then I will be trying to throw that thing down there.
Come on,
All right.
muscles.
All right. So you're throwing. Mo, what are you doing?
I'm going to shoot my laser rifle at right there.
All right, Manny, how about Darwin?
I assume this is drivable with one hand because it's a stick.
Yes.
So the other hand, I'm going to aim in the general direction and fire the stun.
Oh,
gun
cool.
at it.
I didn't know your character could drive stick. That's awesome.
He's versatile.
I just
Yes,
learned.
Mar. Yes, Mar. How about Brun?
Lasers.
All right. Lasers. What is essentially a sophisticated heat beam, which I call a laser.
Can Gerg take a shot as well as he's trying to broadcast that thought out?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's soliloquy. It takes no time. However, initiative does take time. So Yang, roll initiative for us.
2.
I have one initiative every time. All right.
Curse you.
DACA.
Don't DACA my vibe, bro.
That's a
They
good sign.
miss. They miss.
Did they
Pew,
really
pew.
miss again?
That did not miss. And that did not miss. Pew, pew.
Damn
All right.
Guys, I've been pewed.
Yeah.
That was
Burning.
me last
What is?
time.
Hey, what is getting shot with 2 laser guns smell like? Pew pew.
Like burning ozone.
All right. So let's see. That's this is all against. Let's see. Was it Brun or was it Mo behind the vehicle? I'm sorry.
I'm running behind Mo.
Okay. All right. So Yes, Mar, that is unfortunately 10 points and another. Oh, Lord, that's a total 24 points.
Ooh.
Total or an
Total.
additional 24? Total, okay.
Total 24 points. The next shot goes into. I haven't killed enough of Manny's characters so far. This one is Darwin. Let's see.
My hair is smoking, guys.
Hopefully the robot's putting it out.
Little fire extinguisher extension.
Knowing my luck, he's out of synthetic hair too.
That is a total of 22 points of damage.
Ouch.
For me, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Ooh. Ooh.
He just reaches over and grabs Gerg and shaves off a requisite amount for you.
I am at 2.
Okay.
What, 2 hit points.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody's going to throw a grenade, I guess.
Yes,
Please.
I was going to throw a grenade.
Throw it.
12.
A 12. Okay. So we have to take range into consideration here. All right. All righty. That's odd. Effective meters and range. This is a missile weapon. It's not slung. So it definitely lands far enough away from you. It goes a little over half the distance.
Ooh.
And again,
Somebody's gonna have to run up there with one.
and you're down 4 torque grenades or 4 photon grenades now.
I have 1.
I have one more.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've just got 2.
Okay. So reverberating throughout the caverns, this commanding voice calls out from behind the barrier. If you are true men, put down your weapons.
Okay.
I'm just saying it happens. So next round, James, what is Gerg doing?
Oh, didn't we get our attacks this round?
Oh, did you not?
Shoot?
Oh, I'm so
We did
sorry.
not.
You threw the
You
grenade.
gave
I
initiative.
apologize. Counterattack, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I have gotten bad about that. I need to post it on my computer. Let the players go.
I rolled a 19 for my laser rifle.
That is going to hit.
That is
Gerd got a
fantastic.
13 with his laser rifle.
That is also going to hit.
15 points.
I got a 12 with the stun gun.
Let's see. Okay. Oh, Adobe Reader of the Lake, what wisdom do you have to impart to me? Don't use me. Use a different PDF reader.
Access violation.
Denied.
This program will be closed.
Yeah. So that was with the stun, the stun weapon, stun ray,
Stun ray, yes.
and you rolled a what?
12.
A 12. Okay. Both of your weapons must have hit someone. You hear what sounds like a woman's scream with a laser rifle. And so where the DACA was coming from actually had you think somehow they connected the DACA with one of the spotlights, but that spotlight that was kind of fixed on you guys just sort of is now sort of just pointed up in a random direction.
Nice. That'll give
It's
us
not
a
on
chance
us.
to scatter.
And Gerg's shot did 14 points of damage.
Okay. Do you hear somebody cry out in pain?
I got a 14 to hit with my
All right,
laser rifle.
Roll your damage.
66.
6d6.
Oh.
Hey, quick save. Just Schultz, good to see you.
8, 9, 10, 12, 16, 19 points damage.
Okay. Yeah, they're shouting out in pain. The woman's voice calls out, Hector, get back on the big gun. So there's some.
We got to get up there and photon that big gun. This would be the time to make a break for it.
Yellow, Hector, don't go on the big gun.
It's suicide, Hector.
All right.
How much closer are we now?
Hearing your words and fearing that they are more that you are more dangerous than just the big gun can hold off, they move up a couple of recoilless rifles.
Oh boy!
No, I'm just kidding.
We're sending in the mutie.
Yeah.
Make a Hail Mary pass with Gerg.
Gerg looks at him and says, "Anybody else want to negotiate?" But unfortunately, nobody understands him, so he just says, "Gerg." All right. Top of the order, lads. Gerg, what are you doing?
Taking another shot. How much closer are we now?
Oh, so you guys are continuing to drive. You are now.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you are now about 30 meters away.
Okay. Taking the shot.
All right. How about Rex?
He.
I'd
You know
hold
what?
up on the grenade. Let's shoot.
Yeah, he'll shoot. He'll shoot.
All right. Mo?
And again with that laser rifle.
For the player's turn, I called Mo. Manny, how about Darwin?
A slightly different area with the stun gun.
All right. And Brian, how about Yesmore?
Laser.
All right. Mo, what is your character's name? I just keep is it just Mo?
Mo.
Okay. All right.
It's Mo.
All right. Hey, Mo. Okay. Then it's your turn. Mobius, roll for Mo. Initiative.
I got a 5.
Well, you finally did it. You didn't lose initiative.
Hey.
You tied initiative.
Oh,
dang it.
So all fire will be simultaneous because I have a tendency to try and skip you guys. Let me go first, but just understand this is simultaneous. Someone else seems to have joined the party because more laser flashes erupt from other positions in the wall. There is no DACA yet, though. There is no DACA. So 6 laser shots. The first one is at Gerg. Well, Gerg is still in the back.
Yeah.
So let's see. They can tell Rex is in power armor at this point. So Rex, you got more than a couple coming at you. Then one for Mo, one for Darwin, one for Brun. So let's do Mo, Darwin, and Brun first. That is a hit on Mo.
Oh.
That is a hit on Darwin. And that is, Brun, you're actually missed. All right, so Mo, are you about to not be with us anymore?
I will avenge all of you with a photon grenade.
Could be a glancing blow.
All right,
Dice are gonna roll crappy.
Roll a bunch of
not gonna
ones,
be with us
Bill.
anymore.
Roll a bunch of ones.
Well, I got a 16 with a first roll.
Yeah.
The second roll was pretty awful. The second roll, I only rolled a 5.
I would have been good with that.
So most of what made Mo vanishes in a burst of colloidal steam and duramatter, which the medical android turns around and starts to gamely try and bandage the hole in your head. Darwin.
Autopsy mode activated.
You have
Collecting
died
specimens.
of decerebration. If you know which hemisphere of your brain has been destroyed, press 1. All All right, so that is 8 points, and that's 18 points total to Darwin.
Can I choose how I like slump?
Oh,
Another nap.
oh, I'm sorry, Manny. I don't really have it up for you, bud. But does that take you to below 0?
Oh, way below 0.
Oh yeah,
Manny,
okay, yeah.
Manny killer.
May I just slump over the control? So it
You
just
may
keeps it
slump
going?
over the controls.
I think it should explode in a fusillade of blood.
No.
Anime style, just you swell. Burst.
I was thinking Kurosawa.
If I explode, y'all stop.
All right. And Rex, you've got 3 laser shots coming at you. Hit,
Okay.
hit,
Miss.
hit. Sorry. So this is going to be 18d6.
Okay. No problem.
You can tank this. All I have to do is roll all ones, and it won't get through your armor.
Yep. No problem.
All right. I need another.
Oh, don't forget, guys who are dying. This is all simultaneous, so you get to make your death shots.
That is correct. That is very true.
So at least inflict some
Oh,
damage on your way
can
out.
my stun ray hit the laser ray before it hits me?
The laser has been stunned.
The laser beam just kind of falls to the floor.
It's a solid laser beam.
It
Just
quivers. It quivers a little bit.
All right. So
We then have a laser log.
Pick it up and beat them
All right.
senseless with it.
Your suit's active protection systems flicker and die with the first shot, but you haven't taken any damage yet. The second shot does you for 13.
Okay.
And the third 14, 16, 18, 24, 26,
Damn.
30,
Oh,
2, and then the last. I'm saying shots, but it's actually groups of dice that I'm rolling. So it's 32
Okay.
and 33, 38.
38 total.
38 total.
Okay.
Is Rex still alive?
He has 10 hit points left.
Good Lord. Okay. Have I shot you all? Yes, I have.
All right. You know what? I'm throwing a photon grenade because I'm mad as heck, and I rolled a 19.
All right. That hits the wall, and it goes off successfully. Let's see now. I just want to double check.
Vengeance for my fallen comrades.
10
Eat hot
meters.
photonic death.
Well, that wall of scrap metal and wood does not count as a force field or an energy shield.
Nope.
So
Does it take out the Daka as well? Please.
roll a 6-sided die.
A D6.
A D6.
I rolled a 1.
Yes, it does.
Ooh, yes.
The searchlight was kind of trying to track you guys, even though it hadn't started again. You throw the photon grenade. There's that awful cyan flash again, and
It's like ants.
the spotlight again just kind of points up, and you hear a thump from behind the wall as whoever was up there perished. So counter fire from the rest of you guys. Let's go.
Gerg got an 18 and 24 damage.
Nice.
Okay, yeah.
What was death shot? Ooh, missed. Got it too.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I rolled a 2 for my.
Oh
death shot.
yeah, it's you just kind of twitch
Yeah.
as the laser bolt pierces your head. Just bat.
No help there.
Yeah.
That's
And Manny
a
for
15 for the stun ray.
that hits.
And then I slump.
No.
Rick's got a 17 and 22 damage.
Okay. Yeah. You guys have hit some of the remaining survivors. Now that you've gotten this close, the sort of wailing in and out sound has changed. It is a harsh, repeating buzz.
Klaxon's seen better days.
Klaxon
Already.
was one of my favorite video games back in the day. And then the sequel, Super Klaxon. Okay, look, I thought it was funny. Klaxon, Zaxxon. People know from humor. Okay. You are close enough to the wall now that you can see the photon grenade cause the deaths of many people who had apparently come up to reinforce it.
Great. Are
There
there
are
many more that we can throw another photon grenade at?
There are a few on the left, on the far left. You kind of like took out the ones on the right and the
Dash,
center.
take
with
them
the
out.
deck. So in the next round, what is Gerg doing?
He's bailing out of the back of the cart, and he's going to run for any hole that he can see in the wall.
Okay. Yeah, there are a few cracks in that sort of thing. Brun, how about I'm sorry, Yesmar, how about Brun?
He's going to fire the laser at anything that's looking tough. He's going to shoot it.
You have an ample target field in front of you. Yang, how about Rex?
How many people did you say were left?
At a quick glance, you get the little caret indicators above folks because you're in full war mode. So there are 3 left.
Photon those guys. Maybe we
Should I photon it, or should I use my last med kit? Well, go big or go home. I might as well throw a big grenade at him.
All right.
Somebody better get a good initiative roll.
Yep. So that weight falls on your shoulders. Yang, roll initiative.
Oh, crap.
Roll high.
5.
Yes.
For the first time in the evening, you have clearly won
Yes.
initiative.
We've broken the streak.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Come on, they're right there. Do it.
I rolled a 13 for my laser rifle.
Laser rifle. Okay. Roll your damage.
$24.
Okay. Cry of pain from behind the wall.
Yay.
I got a 14 for the throw roll.
That is successful. You lob the grenade through one of the large, there's sally ports that they're firing through. A woman's voice screams, "No!" And this time you're mostly shielded from the awful, horrible shade of primal blue that etches its flash into your vision. And then all is silent. Only the crackle of a little bit of flames, something the photon grenade set alight behind the wall, but there's not like a great conflagration, and the stink of ozone in the chamber with you. Gerg, there's a very Gerg-sized hole in the wall that you can secret yourself into.
Okay, he's gonna get beyond that and kind of look around and see what's going on.
Well, I mean, it's like a crack in the wall. It's not like you go through it and then there's space beyond. It's like, if you kind of picture this thing as a half cylinder.
Okay.
There's just like a crack, and there's some loose earth that you're able to scrabble out of the way and work into. So there's like not a chamber beyond it. It's just a Gerg-sized hidey hole.
Okay. Well, I was wanting to get through the wall to see what was beyond, but that's okay. Guess we'll try to find a way through the wall then. I guess the cart kind of like hits the wall, kind of bank.
I'm sorry. I completely misunderstood you. I was thinking the wall as in the walls of the cavernous hallway. You meant the wall, the barrier in front of you.
Yeah.
That is easy to, there's plenty of places. Just beyond it, there are a few of the artificial lights of the ancients. They are standing, they're affixed to these three-legged yellow metal structures, but there's only a couple of them. And sitting here in this end of the tunnel, right on the two rods that have run the length of the tunnel, is what looks like a large cart. It's square on this end, and it really dominates the space in front of you. So there's that, and there are a bunch of dead bodies here.
Okay, he's looking around to make sure there's no live bodies moving around back there. Okay.
No. There are just people who have been very deaded by photon bursts. So
okay,
they've been unalived.
He'll let the others know, whoever's left out there, to come on. It's clear.
Is the repair bot still there?
The repair bot?
The
heal bot?
Oh, the Metabot. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's still there.
He's sitting in the cart as it's banging up against the wall.
Yeah. Bonk.
I need to rest a couple minutes before we continue on.
I think we need to rest more than a couple of minutes.
Yeah. And that buzzing sound, that is still. That is still.
Can we identify where that's coming from? Do we see?
There are these metal cones mounted on the ceiling in a few places. It's making that buzz. It's very loud.
How many of these metal cones?
Just a couple.
I'm not sure I want to waste shots on it, but we should are there rocks we can throw at it? maybe there's like a brick I can throw a brick at it.
Yeah, there's little pieces of rubble here and again you can pick up and try and heave at them. If you want to give me a 2-hit roll.
4.
Clank.
Who's a better shot? Come on.
Air rock. Air rock.
I'm giving up. I'm not a good shot with rocks. Maybe there's some controls to those sound cones. What do we see aside from dead bodies behind this barrier? What do we see?
There is a fire pit in the floor. That is not currently lit. There are a few chairs around it. There is what looks like a short flight of stairs that go into the side of the large wheeled cart that is sitting on the 2 tracks. On this side of the wall, there are you're not sure if they're paintings or if they're pieces of paper or something. They're very large. They're as high as Gurg is tall and about half again as wide, with sayings on them like "Suffer not the mutant to exist," "Make Earth human again." Don't at me. That's not a political statement, guys.
Look, it's kindling.
Yeah. Better dead than muty. saying things like that. They're all they're not just like random graffiti that the people on this side of the wall put up. They're all very nicely made.
What they got, like a printing press or something?
It may be.
It's propaganda.
So,
Oh wait, I mean, dead.
I thought I heard something coming from the corpse of our friend.
Just-
but
just-
I think it was
just,
just the wind.
just the gases leaking out of the body as he
As he expires a little more.
rigor, rigor setting in made his jaw make a noise. Anyway, so I want to give our two deceased players the opportunity to create new characters that you might encounter here in this strange
godforsaken hole in the ground.
underworld of the the Knights of Genetic Purity. So and we're almost at the bottom of the hour now. We've been going a good couple of hours, so I think we are probably going to wrap there for the evening. I want to thank the audience all for hanging out tonight. I think we had a pretty good crowd. Give yourselves a round of applause, players. You did well. So
I'm pleasantly happy to be alive.
There's one minor hiccup though.
What's that?
I am slumped over the controls of that car.
Enough.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's going to continue going.
We're crashing.
Well, I mean, it's the wall has stopped it. It's bumped up against the
we've
wall.
stopped. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Still driving, but it's not going anywhere. It's just
Drag Darwin's.
Before we stop the game, we're getting out from these seatbelt contraptions.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to be so player hostile as to make you all go through the chart to figure. Oh, you rolled an 8, an 8, a 10, and a 9. Well,
you stabbed yourself
So
with
tight you
with
can't
the belt.
breathe.
You take 5
you've
points of
asphyxiated
damage from the
yourself.
seatbelt.
you don't know how to use that button.
Yeah.
Stop eating the belt.
Yeah. So yeah, you're with the Metabot's assistance, you're able to unclip the belts and move about the cabin freely. So we're going to pick it up.
Photon grenades.
You are out of photon grenades, but we will
believe
pick it up next week, guys. You've got ample shots for your laser weapons. Those photon grenades were holding you back, limiting your tactical options.
Weighing us down.
When all you have is a photon grenade, every problem looks like a tightly clustered group of enemies.
It's so true.
Glad you were able to listen, Rob. Thank you to my players again for being here. And by the way, and this is when I say you, I don't not just referring to the audience, but to my players, because you guys help this sort of thing happen. We are now 8 shy of that 1,000 viewer goal that we've been going for. So
awesome.
Thank you, players, because you're making that awesome. And I am going to call it quits for the evening. Again, I appreciate it. We will be back next Friday with more Gamble World, deeper exploration into the underground unknown Knights of Genetic Purity hideout. And who knows what will happen next week? Maybe a total party kill. You never know.
Maybe
One's
most of the
not
party
enough.
killed.
Or maybe none of the party killed. Maybe you guys triumphantly, stop these horrible, bad guys. Anyway, again, thank you. Fun session. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you all round the horn next week. Peace.